Making a movie is an expensive process, in addition to paying for sets, equipment, props, and special effects that appear on camera. Budgets need to pay for actors, technicians, designers, and other staff. After the movie has been filmed, the editing process and special effects must also be taken into account. The film industry is a massive business, and movie budgets have only continued to increase in recent years. For this list, we chose to rank films based on the estimated dollar amount. While many films do not publish their exact budget, there is a general consensus based on interviews and reports about how much was spent on a film. In the past 20 years, movie budgets have increased at an alarming rate as filmmakers and producers invest more money into their productions. Today we will give you top 5 most expensive movies of all time.
You're all puppets, tangled in strings.
In the 5th place, Spider-Man 3. The budget of Spider-Man 3 was verified when Sony publicly acknowledged the production cost to be $258 million. Helmed by director Sam Raimi, the third installment of the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man trilogy was filmed in Los Angeles, Cleveland, and Peter Parker's hometown, New York City. In the film, Spider-Man faces off with 3 different adversaries: Sandman, Thomas Hayden Church, Venom, Topher Grace, and Harry Osborn as New Goblin, James Franco. Grossing $890.9 million, Spider-Man 3 was the most financially successful of the trilogy, even if it was met with a mixed critical reception. While a 4th film was considered, Sony and Raimi had a falling out. Instead, Sony eventually decided to reboot the franchise only 5 years later with Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man.
Before you know it, can turn you into something ugly.
The suit.
In the 4th place, Tangled. Tangled is a Disney musical comedy that utilizes 3D animation. Loosely based on a story by the Brothers Grimm, it features Rapunzel, the first official Disney princess to be rendered in 3D rather than 2D. Tangled is the most expensive animated film of all time, with many film experts estimating that it cost approximately $260 million. The cost is usually attributed to the fact the film was in production for 6 years, during which time the production team developed state-of-the-art programs to code how Rapunzel's hair should move and behave in water. Tangled performed well for an animated film at the box office, making $591.8 million worldwide. Generally well received by critics. It also was nominated for 2 Golden Globes, an Oscar, and won a Grammy for its song, I See the Light.
All right, listen, I didn't want to have to do this, but you leave me no choice. Here comes the smolder.
In the 3rd place, John Carter. Based on Edgar Rice Burroughs' seminal sci-fi classic A Princess of Mars, John Carter was a science fiction movie set on Mars that starred Taylor Kitsch. John Carter's budget became one of the reasons that it was a box office flop. The film made only $284.1 million, which did not make up for the cost of the film's production and marketing. Filming took longer than expected, with many scenes being completely reshot. Additionally, more than 2,000 visual effects were added post-production. The film was shot in the United States and the United Kingdom, and the tax rebate from the United Kingdom revealed the cost of the film to be over $300 million. While a sequel was discussed, it was put on hold after John Carter's lackluster performance in theaters, especially at the domestic U.S. box office. But John Carter's massive budget created an environment where it would only really have been a success if it performed as well as the highest-grossing 100 movies of all time.
Pursue them to the Aeolian plain, then overtake them and capture the Red Woman alive. The one who jumps, let's see what he's capable of.
At the second place, Avengers: Age of Ultron, the sequel to Joss Whedon's successful first Avengers movie. Avengers: Age of Ultron features an all-star cast, including Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow, and Chris Evans as Captain America. The film was shot primarily in England, with on-site filming in Bangladesh, Italy, New York City, and South Korea. The tax rebate from the United Kingdom verified the cost of the film to be $330.6 million. An international movie with a large cast, even before considering the cost of post-production special effects, the second Avengers movie would be a very expensive movie. Avengers: Age of Ultron went on to make $1.4 billion at the box office, making it the sixth highest grossing film of all time. It did not, however, outperform the first Avengers movie, which sits at the fourth highest grossing film of all time. The upcoming sequels, Infinity Wars Part 1 and Part 2, have the potential to be even more expensive.
No strings on me.
And finally, at the first place, Pirates of the Caribbean: On to Stranger Tides. Pirate of the Caribbean: On Stranger Tides, 2011, is the first and only individual film to cost more than $400 million. The fourth installment of the Pirates of the Caribbean series. It stars A-list actors Johnny Depp and Penelope Cruz as Captain Jack Sparrow and Angelica, two buccaneers in search of the Fountain of Youth. The film was shot in the United Kingdom and in Hawaii. It utilized similar 3D film technology that was used for James Cameron's Avatar, and featured around 1,200 computer-generated sequences. When producers filed for a tax rebate in the United Kingdom, it was revealed that the production costs had totaled $410.6 million, making On Stranger Tides definitively and without question the most expensive movie of all time. The investment appears to be worthwhile, as it made over $1 billion at the box office.
Zombies. Blackbeard. The pirate all pirates fear.
If I do not make it to the fountain, neither will you.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoy it, give us a big thumbs up. Want to see more? Click that subscribe button. Let us know what you think in the comments below. See you in the next video.
How is it we can never meet without you pointing something at me?
There's the Jack I know.